Morning, everybody. It's the 17th of July. Happy Friday. Signal Centre Talking Ball. Joe Neighbour, Ian Coleman, Steve O'Hare. Morning, guys.
Morning all.
Morning.
We made it.
Just
to the end of the
about,
week.
not finished yet.
Sort of injured, but getting there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Limping over the line.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's supposed to be nice weather today as well.
It's gorgeous here.
Yeah,
Absolutely
nice.
incredible.
Lovely. Yeah. So
I've got a t-shirt on, but I'm actually just sat in my pants.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I'm not even wearing pants.
Fantastic. Good start.
Thanks to 50 on.
What's going on, guys? What do you see yesterday? What's moving markets?
It's just chopping about, isn't it? It's just the trend. I mean, talking about all these wedges, I think we're just waiting for a bit of a catalyst, but it doesn't seem to really be happening yet. It's bizarre. Every time you sort of think you're seeing a top in certain products, they just sort of spike up and take out a few stop losses, I think, at the moment.
Yeah.
It seems to be the way.
And then go in the other natural direction, if you know what I mean. But I mean, I think at the moment, especially today, everybody's focusing on this ECB meeting, aren't they?
The summit that they've got going on. So obviously they had the ECB meeting yesterday, the monthly meeting, kept interest rates unchanged as expected. Obviously everybody following Christine Lagarde's comments to see what they're going to do with the support package.
Which starts today, doesn't it, the meeting? They're actually all, and then goes on over the weekend. But, I mean, the euro took a massive boost when it was first announced. And then we've sort of seen it just stabilise for a little bit. But Merkel and Manuel were expecting to come to a deal early next week. And now they've pushed it all the way back. They reckon that a deal won't be done until the end of the month. So we might see a bit of a negative flow, I think, for euro crosses.
Probably, while we're waiting for some sort of outcome. So other data yesterday, we had US retail sales. They increased to 7.5% from June, compared with the consensus forecast of 5%. So a really big beat there. And that's despite the coronavirus numbers that we're seeing in the US. In Florida, they had reported over 13,800 cases yesterday.
Wow.
The death rate overall is lower than the New York outbreak, but yesterday, in terms of national cases, they had over 70,000 cases.
Yeah, it's not very good, is it?
No. So not good. I mean, in terms of earnings elsewhere, Netflix stock was up again, just really crazy, to be honest.
I thought they got whacked 15% yesterday.
Did they?
To the downside, yeah. They only got 3.5 million new customers as opposed to the 5 million that the market was expecting.
This is the daily chart on Netflix. I mean, the thing is nuts.
Yeah, it's gone out parabolic though, isn't it?
Let's go weekly just to try and put it in a bit more context. So
it was after hours, 15% down after hours.
You know, from 2012, that's just mental numbers, isn't it? What we're talking there. It's just 7,500%.
A mere 7,500%.
Pound on that at the base.
A little bit of a 15% pullback doesn't really hurt that much.
Not
if
really,
you look at the bigger picture.
Not if you're holding from much lower down. So
not if you're in at £2.
Looks like on the daily candle there was a fair swing. Just looking at that there. What was that as a percentage? 5.82% swing on the day, but still managed to close in positive territory. So they warned about the recent strong subscriber growth would begin to slow. Obviously, I imagine there's a lot of people signing up as a result of being locked in their houses.
Once you've watched Ozarks and a few of the others, you're all done and dusted, aren't you?
Well, I guess the struggle is going to be the fact that there's not going to be any new content coming on because obviously filming's not been taking place and that would be difficult. So, you know, if there is a lack of content, will people cancel their subscriptions potentially?
Last Kingdom. There you go, that's quite good.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's good.
The girls getting in on the act this morning, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. Tash is, it's all right.
She's got a mask on though.
Of course she's got a mask on. Yeah, she's cutting someone's hair outside. Okay, so anything on the charts that you guys have seen that you want to bring up?
There's a couple of things I'm just looking at this morning. Game with the euro, dollar, and the cable. I'm looking at selling into the sort of like the recent strength, because we've had a little bit of a failure to push higher, a little few shooting stars on the daily candle, and then sort of like the spike around 126.50 obviously is a bit of a well, for me, is a little bit of a 126.50 to 65 is a little bit of a resistance in cable. Euro sterling, I'm still sort of like a favour euro. Maybe that'll play out today when we see what the meeting brings up. Euro yen, little bit of a potential double top. So I'd really watch this 121.80 level. A good risk reward level, it would be selling the break of that with a tight stop. So I'm looking at that. Still in this channel formation. FTSE, again, we mentioned it yesterday, the 63.20 level area. Love to sell it up there if I get an opportunity, because the risk reward would be very good. So just looking at risk reward really on that. And obviously copper is waiting to see where the equity indices takes it. Obviously the spiking in the coronavirus globally is a bit of a cap. This $3 level is a psychological level. Silver are still obviously from a sort of like more shorter term time frame. Sorry, I'm talking about intraday and shorter term. So shorter term, I'll be looking to buy a dip, and longer term. But the intraday time frame, I'm looking at possibly if we break below this level, we could get a little bit of acceleration momentum, negative momentum, to take it down to retest this upward trending support. Nasdaq hanging around about this 10,600, 700 level. So just keeping an eye on that. And from a this was my trade idea, not last night, the previous night. I was looking to buy a dip around where it broke out a channel, but it's been repressured. So I'm last night I was selling. Did it trigger overnight? Yeah. Did it or not?
Not sure. Looks like it did on your chart.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I'll have to check that. But yeah, I was thinking more negatively on this overnight, and it's moving lower. I can't remember what the trigger price was. Let's have a little look. Someone else can take over while I try and find out why that 22,850. I was looking to sell that last night. It may not have got there. There you go. What's that? 1 o'clock. 22,850 offered. And I know the spread in Nikkei is not going to be less than a point, so I'm going to be very disappointed, aren't I?
Yeah, it looks that way, mate.
Yeah, it went 22,844 or 843.6 bid.
Market must have sussed you out, I think.
Yeah, they're on the back of it. I've got all the banks selling in front of my fantastic Nikkei offers. There you go.
Lovely. Ian, dollar index, bearish channel.
Just looking at this very choppy inside this channel, and they got a nice bullish engulfing candle on the 4 hour yesterday. So I quite like Steve's call. I think we're going to break out today, and then focus on higher levels. Not put a fib on there, but don't know. Euro yen, same as Steve. I think it's really interesting. I think I've got an expanding wedge on here as well, which has a bias to break to the downside. And like Steve was saying, just got this 161.8% extension level. Commodity currencies, as I was saying yesterday and still today, they're just holding inside these wedge formations. I've got a bias to break to the downside eventually. And sterling yen did break out yesterday, but then had a bit of a false breakout and then trying again today. I actually favour sterling lower than a lot of other base currencies, and I quite like this one, which I spotted yesterday. And this is sterling CAD. So impulsive move to the downside on the 15th of July, and then this retest, and then we're starting to move lower. And I think I'm probably going to take that as my gun to the head in a bit. So I think commodity currencies basically will hold up a bit better than the euro and sterling.
Okay, cool. So shall we have a quick look at the old gun to the head?
No, I don't think so. I don't want to look at it. I lost out yesterday, I think.
As
Super
usual,
tight stop.
we make 3 calls every day, and we do that on the basis that we've got a gun to our head and we have to make a market call straight away. So we have been doing that since we started recording Talking Ball episodes back in October last year. Overall, we are looking in pretty decent shape. Had we started off with £1,000 account and we risked 1% per trade. That's the current standings. So there was a little dip yesterday of about 1%. Let's have a look at the individual trades. Bear with me. So we had Aussie dollar. I went long of that and got stopped out. Pretty flat really overall, just quite a tight stop loss, but it hasn't really gone anywhere. Euro dollar, you both went on that. Steve, you adopted a more aggressive approach.
Yeah.
Looking for some decent R on that, but was stopped out, unfortunately.
What did it get up to? It got up to about 114.40, did it?
Yeah, so sort of in the middle of where you and Ian were, really.
Yeah.
And Ian with a more conservative approach, I guess.
Paid dividends. Well done.
0.67R. So overall, not great for us on a collective basis, but well, there is a winner in there, which is always helpful. So, Ian, it's your honour today. You've sort of touched upon what you're looking at already, so let's firm that up.
I'm going to sterling CAD. I like the correlation on this as well as the sort of straight chart pattern, if you like. If you go to dollar CAD, so basically what we're looking at here is lower sterling and higher Canadian dollar. And if we go to dollar CAD, even though we could see a push to the upside to form a Gartley, if we go to this time frame here, this just looks like a very choppy corrective channel formation. As far as 88 wave is concerned, that would be a 4th wave. So wave 1, wave 2, 3, 4, and then down in 5. So the long-term bias for dollar CAD, I think, is to the downside. Even though we could see some upside pressure today, waffle. Sterling CAD, again, trend line resistance on here. Levels above sort of 170, 170 have found some selling interest. Got a bearish outside candle, which was posted on the 15th of July. It wasn't at the top of the trend, but will normally highlight a short-term negative bias. Boom. Waffle, just waiting for it to go up a few ticks, you see, before...
Oh, come on, you're slowing us down.
So, very tight stop. Get off. This is what it keeps on doing, you see. So my PC's messing about this morning.
That's
Keeps
user
picking
error,
losing trades.
170.43, targeting 167.70. We'll stop at 170.91, gives us 5.8R.
Beautiful. Good luck with that. I'm going to jump on now, Steve. I'm looking at these equity indices.
Just one before you go, Joe. Anyone who's watching, all the thousands of people that are watching, if anyone, the first person to pick a pair, I'll do the trade idea on it.
Yeah.
The gun to head trade idea. So if anyone comments right now, I'll do the gun to head trade idea. Just thought.
Okay. Should I just?
Because I've got no idea what else to do.
All right. Well, equity indices. So let's see if someone does come back on that. So if you're watching, send Steve over a pair and he'll do a trade idea or any market. This is the CAC, which Ian covers. We talked to yesterday about this breakout above the swing high that we saw back on the 6th of June with this big reversal candle, and been trading a bit negatively since then. We've obviously got this ECB stuff today. So let's see what happens with that. But I think I fancy that a bit lower. I would look at the FTSE as we've seen a little breakout of a bit of a wedge pattern here, but I think I want to be on more euro-based indices just because of what's going on the Euro summit. Euro stocks 50, nice little break of trend there as well. So I need to pick one. I'm gonna go with the French market, I think. Yeah,
CAC.
let's go with that. CAC. Let's go CAC. Okay, selling at 50.61. Stop loss at 51.10. So 50 ticks, not ideal. Looking for a drop down somewhere around here. 49.60. 2 to 1. Pretty boring, but I don't expect huge moves on anything really today, I don't think. So let's just see how it goes. Selling CAC at 50.61. Steve, you've been picked.
All right, you're a yen. Lovely.
Oh no, there was one that got in ahead.
Cables first.
Oh,
What are we doing?
okay. Oh, one. Who's first? Come
You're
on.
gonna have to do both.
Ashwin was first. They
Ashwin.
both-
I tell you what, I could do 2 for the price of 1. Who? Right. What was that cable?
Yeah, cable.
Okay, cable. Right now, obviously, as we spoke about, I'm looking to sell into the rally. So I'm going to go with that. I'll quickly run over euro yen again, just in a little bit more detail. So if I'm looking at a short-term intraday trade, I might take the chart down to a little bit of a smaller time frame as well. Obviously, that's what you would do. Think about the bigger picture, the higher time frames. And here we're looking at we're just close to sort of like this 125.37 swing low. So yeah, it's you can easily get a small risk reward trade out of here. You just consider where it's just been to, and we're going to get a little bit of a momentum push there and look to target a move down here. So I'll set the target at 125. I'm getting short at 125.41. 41.7. I might have to take the 0.7. I'll say 41. So I'm looking at a I'll do 01, 125.01. So I'm looking at a 40 tick target. So naturally, I would have to have at least a 2 to 1 risk reward. That's the way I work. It's just to be consistent with that, I've got to have a 20 tick stop in it. So my stop on that trade is 125.61. The target is 125.01, and the getting short at 125.41. Euro yen, even on the same thing, I would actually be looking to because of the sort of like swing low potential double top. I would also be looking to sell euro yen here, and the real sort of like target move would be a break of there would take us down to this new level. So getting short of 121.98. I'll target a move to 121.48. So let's get rid of that. So I'd have a 25 tick stop in it. 2 to 1 risk reward. There we go, which is quite nice. It would mean that previous high would have to be taken out. So that's what I'm obviously going to take the first one as my official.
You're going cable for your official one.
Cable is for the official one, and but the euro yen, this is be an intraday trade. An intraday market move for me.
Okay, so 4 ideas today on live.
Thank you very much for the input, guys.
Yeah, cheers. So we get some decent R out of those. So looking ahead today, we've got Eurozone CPI due out at 10 a.m. We then have US housing starts and building permits at 1:30, and then we have the US Michigan consumer confidence figure at 3 p.m. So a fair amount of data out today, and obviously we've got this EU Council meeting, which I'm sure there'll be some various commentary coming out from throughout the day on that. Anything else you guys have?
No, just before we went live on air, the Chinese foreign minister on reports, commenting on reports of US travel ban against China, says no country or individual has the capability to stop China from embarking on its path going forward.
Oh,
so a little bit of rhetoric from the Chinese foreign minister. Italian industrial order just come out. 42.2% up. Not surprising, because last month or the previous month it was 31% down. So yeah, just coming out, a few figures coming out.
Okay, great. Let's wrap it up there then, guys.
Yeah, have a good day today.
Yeah, well, hope you've all had a good week and have a great
Yeah, have a
weekend.
nice weekend.
And we'll catch you all next week.
Cheers.
Have a
Lovely.
good one.
See you
Bye-bye.
later.